Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time, as you may remember, we finished up Cal's romance and we also got all of the geophonics endings, which, if I remember correctly, were farmer, rancher, and botanist. So now we are moving on to our next character who we are going to romance, someone who hasn't been around a lot in these videos because she's usually either dead or I just don't pay attention to her. Tammy! This is about romancing Tammy and making sure she lives and keeping her alive and hopefully keeping her dad alive too. We'll see what we can do. So let's start our new life. Alright, my favorite present is a doll from Antecedent. You carry that doll with you everywhere and feed it with the tiny spoon you found in the gallery. Antecedent helps take care of all the colonist kids. Her daughter Anemone is the same age as you, but she doesn't like dolls. And let's see, what stories do we want? Ship engineering manuals. So this run, I'm not sure if I should keep our parents alive or not. We did last time. You know what, we will. Because I want to see what it's like when we actually, do this correctly. Because I've never used it before. Alright, let's see, extra fingers or calm temperament. Let's go with extra fingers. You've heard that long ago having a sixth finger would have been something you'd hide or even remove. But Antecedent says that some of the best musicians back on Earth have the gene for extra fingers just like you. You're also very good at making crafts, which you do with your friend. So we do have to go with congruence for fixing the ship, but I'm gonna do Tammy's real quick just to see what it's like, so we know what that looks like. We will befriend her either way. Shy and sweet Tammy. When you're 8, Tammy wants to bake a special cake for Antecedent, who runs the creche. It has to be a real earth carrot cake with real carrots, because that's Auntie's favorite. Tammy needs help getting carrots from the gardens where your parents work. You ask your mom, or ask Dad for the carrots. Your dad's always easy to persuade. He asks why you need the carrots and grins when you tell him it's a secret. He slips you some carrots and reminds you not to tell your mom. The cake comes out okay, but Antecedent is grateful anyway. Alright, now we'll go back and we'll get congruence. Okay, so since I'm going back, I like the doll, but I'm going to go with the sports ball instead, because the sooner we get toughness, the sooner we can get outside, and we need to be outside if we're going to save Tonin, so... Alright, and the ship's computer congruence. By the time you're 8, you spend more time talking to the ship's computer than others your age. You just seem to know some things about her, without understanding why. Like how to ask nicely for her to treat you like one of the adults, unlocking commands that the other kids don't even know exist. It's a trick you do, a string of numbers and letters recited in a whisper, a secret language between you and her alone. Alright, you run emergency drills, let's see if we can do it. You've dreamed of this day since you were in diapers. It's one of your earliest memories, even though it hasn't happened yet. As the ship passes through the wormhole, the shields will fail. If you don't recalibrate them, your parents' hydroponics farms will be lost. Recalibrate the shields! You give Professor Hal the slip, a move you practiced for this day, and rush to the engine wing, past confused adults who try to stop you. You find the nearest congruence terminal, enter the root access code. Congruence agrees to help you because you are her friend, and because you know her favorite string of letters and numbers. Access code accepted, she says. Please enter the shield calibration parameters. You spent your childhood studying the ship's design, and still have that old manual from your 2nd birthday. You give Congruence the command to block the wormhole radiation. The turbulence stops. The ship glides smoothly through the wormhole, and out the other side with no damage. You did it! As the wormhole effects recedes, you feel a sudden intense wave of dizziness, like gravity has gone all topsy-turvy. You're pulled downward with an irresistible force. The wormhole may have spared the stratospheric, but it will never let go of you. You black out. I am forever held captive by wormhole. Speaking of the wormhole, though, out of curiosity, would you guys like it if I let Mom live? Well, she's gonna live either way now, but should we let Dad die? We've never seen her mourn before, as awful as that sounds. It would be interesting to see it from her side. Oh! Tammy jumps up as Tammy jumps up as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake! Are you all better? You better go see your dad! She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. Alright, let's see. I want to see if anything has changed from this. Yabby, your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Welcome to Vertumna. You notice the small mountains of fresh soil around him and the rows and rows of planted crops already starting to poke their sprouts out of the dirt. Something is different. Everything is different here on Vertumna, he grins broadly, gesturing around you, except for the soil, which we brought from Earth. He points to the field of crops, and it's a good thing too, because the dirt here would be hard to grow corn or rice in. But who knows, maybe someday we'll be eating weird alien crops too. He wriggles his fingers at you. I hope they don't tickle. You giggle as he comes in for a tickle attack. Aw, you love your dad. Alright, no Tammy yet. So we'll probably do some work in here. We do need to get our toughness up so that we can actually get outside. What do we need? We need 20? Yeah, we can't do anything yet, but as soon as that opens up, we'll get 20 so we can sneak out. Ooh, you've seen these plans pinned on the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house the more delicate plants from Earth. Spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Aw, yeah. What are you doing in geophonics? Has anything changed? Just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says. It's so interesting because they're talking about the earth plants, which they never did before. Well, not never, because we were still planting them. They just weren't growing as well as they are right now, because we have all the earth soil. There's Tammy. Hello, Tammy. I'm here for Mars' soy sweets. Tammy smiles at you. Oh, it's so nice of you to help Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in pink and yellow scarf. 1 order of mango soy sweets made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Mars is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares, too. And I'll be back for you in a second. I'm just gonna pretend and say I ate them all. Because I'm a jerk. What's up, Tam Tam? You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You've known her for, well, your whole entire life. Back in the ship, you used to play with her. Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all his nanoprinter creds to print her a different doll every month for a whole year. Her ears perk up when she sees you. Oh, hello, Yabby, she says. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight. Do you want to play dolls? I sure do. You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy doll collection, a disturbingly realistic baby with real bowel movements, and 2 super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly, who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at the programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly when you turn them on. You cover quickly by saying they must be breakdancing at a club. The 2 of you spend the afternoon making up stories of their rise to stardom as professional dancers. Alright, who am I picking for my team? Tammy, of course. Cal said I should join, but I'm not very good at sports. Where should I stand? She asked quietly. You aren't sure. You assign her to tackle back and tell her to stick like glue to the opposing team's offense. Maybe she'll get in their way instead of yours? Okay. We're gonna pick Mars. I'll play Spiker. Mars runs to take position. Seems like she's in it for the glory. Hopefully she'll want to share some of that with the rest of the team. You face off 3-on-3. Tammy tackles Anemone in a brilliant takedown that surprises everyone. She really took her role as the immovable object. The score is tied, with Anemone and Com putting the pressure on, then blam! You score the match point with a rad spike. Oh yeah! Good job, Tammy. Perfect, we've got enough toughness, just in time to save Tammy. The dream is one you've had many times. The air is strangely pink and fluffy, kind of sticky, and you have to push your way through it. Feels like every step takes an eternity. You push through the pink cloud and emerge into the children's creche, a room you know well. You see your friend Tammy standing before an enormous bear made of pure light. It lunges at her, through her, and she collapses to the ground like a fainting fairy tale princess. You wake up with your heart racing. Tammy is leaning over where you've been sleeping in a nest of pillows. She shakes your shoulder gently. Oh, I'm sorry, Yabby, she says, as if speaking to a small child. I think you were having a nightmare. Are you okay? Are you? Nothing bad happened in the dream, but you feel sick with dread. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Seaton is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. You feel groggy and need a minute to clear your head. That dream. Save Tammy! You sprint down the hall to the children's creche where the little kids play and learn during the day. It's empty. All the younger kids are probably off eating candy with Auntie Seaton. You spot Tammy tidying up some drawing supplies near craft bins. Above her, a hollow projector displays an enormous floaty teddy bear made of purple light. It bobs silently in the air. Mr. Bearsworth. A decade of happy memories playing with it flash through your mind in an instant. Tammy stands up on her toes and reaches for the switch to turn it off. You slam into her, knocking her off her feet and onto the ground. At the same moment, the hollow projector sparks and explodes. The bear disappears, and the whole room goes dark. Oh. Tammy, I saved you! In the dim emergency lighting, you see Tammy's wide eyes staring with surprise and fear. She sits up and rubs her elbow, staring at you. Sorry, are you hurt? It's okay, she sniffles, looking like she might start crying. Why did you do that? Ow! It was an accident, I tripped. Oh, she mutters. She sniffles and wipes her nose, looking like she's trying not to cry. Are you okay? You tell her you're fine and say sorry again for hurting her. You're just happy that you followed your dream and got here in time. You decide not to mention the dream since she seems weirded out already. After a minute, the lights come back on. The projector is dead, a thin trickle of stinky smoke coming from the base. Don't worry, Tammy says, brightening as she gets to her feet. Professor Hal can fix it. He can fix anything. By the time you find Professor and finish cleaning up, you've forgotten all about the pink candy in the cafeteria. Tammy is sitting down in the grass with a baby on her lap. They're playing nicely with some flowers or a strand of beads in Tammy's hair or something. Tammy keeps gently removing her hair from the baby's mouth. Oh, Yabby, she giggles as you join her. Aren't babies the best? There are so many new babies in the creche. You'd think we were starting a colony or something, Tammy laughs. But the parents are too busy doing their work and somebody needs to take care of the little ones. She looks down lovingly to the baby who's now sucking on part of her skirt, getting it good and damp with baby drool. You could help too. It would be fun. Oh, I will. The baby chooses this moment to spit up a big puddle of pale yellow liquid onto Tammy's dress. Oopsie, Tammy coos and picks the baby up. Then she holds them out towards you. Could you take them for a minute while I find a towel, Yabby? The baby hiccups and rolls their eyes. They look a little queasy to you. Oh, of course. You hold the baby against your shoulder and pat their back the way you've seen parents do sometimes. They let out a satisfyingly loud belch, and you feel a trickle of liquid run down your back. But you don't care, because there's nothing better than that fresh baby smell. You decide you might take Tammy up on that babysitting job. I will, but first I gotta relax. Ting is right. School's important. Tammy nods in agreement. It's scary out there, she mumbles. I'm going to stay close to our quarters for now. Alright, I'm gonna sneak out. I'm tough enough. Because it's about to be Vertumna, so we can get a little exploration in. Alright, let's try out this babysitting job. Babysitting! Hello, Yabby, Auntie Seaton greets you. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so happy you've come back to help. You know this place well. The creche. Part preschool, part all-day daycare. You practically grew up here. Cared for, communally while your parents worked their shifts. A few kids even live in the creche full-time. In a way, Antecedent, aka Anna, aka Auntie Seaton, is every kid's mom. The smell of craft glue and clean blankets gives you a calming sense memory of all the happy time you spent here with your friends. Tammy is here too, gently rocking a drowsy baby against her chest. She looks at ease here in a way you don't usually see. You're going to babysit too? She asks in an excited stage whisper. You'll love it! Suddenly, a bundle of wild hair and pink overalls runs straight into you, nearly knocking you over. Almost more kitten than kid, the child grabs your leg and stares up at you with unblinking eyes. Watch that one, Auntie Seaton warns. You remember Nougat? She's turning out to be quite the handful. Why don't you start off by getting her to go down for her nap? Let's play a game with her. Sports ball, she shouts and pulls an extra bouncy inflatable ball from the cubbyhole. You show Nougat how to bounce it on your head and bounce it gently up and down. Of course, when she tries, she bops it with such force that it flies across the room. She chases after it, clapping excitedly. Nougat makes a beeline for some older kids who are playing with a huge Creato bot. She charges in to pick up the bot and hug it, causing it to flail and whirl and knock both her and itself over. By the time you get to the scene of the crime, there are tears, and the other kids are upset by their broken bot. The commotion attracts the attention of Antecedent, who swoops in with hugs and tissues. Within minutes, she has it under control. "Whoops," she says, hauling Nougat up onto her hip with ease. "Just a little mix-up. Don't worry, everyone. Yabby will get that bot fixed up in a jiffy." She winks at you with a warm smile. She's good at what she does. Vertumnalia! I'm gonna yawn because I'm a little shit. Oh! When it's your mother's Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the Stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinter, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, though, the table is overflowing with fresh food. Potatoes, carrots, zucchinis, beans, a bounty made possible by both the successful hydroponics and the precious brown soil ferried safely all the way from Earth. I did that! I did that! Alright, we're going to join the talent show, because I believe Tammy will be part of that. It's an all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. The entire colony gathers to watch the show after dinner. First up, Deese plods his way to the front of the stage as a pop song starts to play. He just stands there, deadpan, staring into space with his arm at his side while the singer belts out the first verse. Then as the chorus comes in, he suddenly springs to life, dancing and lip-syncing to the lyrics frantically, waving his arms and grinning maniacally, then collapses back to standing still once the chorus is over. It's hilarious, but you aren't sure you're supposed to be laughing. Next, Mars performs a choreographed dance routine to an old Earth song by an AI idol. She has a light-emitting balls at the end of her hair, which she swings around everywhere in the dim light, while controlling a small floating ball drone who dances with her. It's total overkill, but it is impressive. Your turn. What do you do? How about a magic act? I'm just that magical. There we go. I've never done the talent shows before. Everyone is amazed by your magic act, especially the one where you pretended to pull scarves out of your mouth. You win, is voted by audience applause. Mars begrudgingly shakes her hand, leaning in to whisper that you better enjoy your victory now, because she's going to destroy you next year. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Oh, I remember now. Tammy does the science fair. All right, we'll have to do the science. Well, we did the science fair all the time last time. We'll see. Tammy almost doesn't notice you approach. She's bent over her hollow palm, intently taking notes, until you get close enough that her ears wiggle, and she looks up surprised. "Oh, hello, Yabby," she greets you cheerfully. "I'm so sorry I didn't see you there." You ask her what she's studying, and she flushes pink and tugs on her ear. "Oh, I'm not studying," she says. "I'm making a list of my friend's favorite things." She laughs, a little embarrassed. "And, well, you're my friend, Yabby, so what's your favorite color?" I hate all colors equally. I like purple. She notes your answer, then asks what your favorite dessert is. "Space cake." Tammy bounces in place. "Yay, space cake is my favorite, too." Tammy carefully notes this as well. "Okay, last question. What's your favorite toy?" "Dolls and action figures." "Me too," she smiles. "Okay, now I know what to get for your birthday. What are your favorite things?" She presses her index fingers together shyly. I like the color yellow and my dolls, and my favorite sweet is cake." I'm learning. Let's do some more babysitting. Most of the kids in creche go home at the end of the workday to be with their parents, but some live there full time. Anne's triplets, for example, as well as orphans from the wormhole crash, and children whose parents have simply opted to have them raised communally instead. You've heard that orphanages on Earth could be troubled, but here in the creche everyone is cared for equally. They're lucky in a sense. In the creche, they have a huge family and so many siblings to play with. You and Tammy are putting 2 of these creche kids to bed. Tammy is cuddled up with them, reading a book out loud. "Tonight's story," Tammy begins, "is about a little vacuum bot named Litter. One night, while Litter was charging, there was a power surge in her charging station. Zap! Tammy tickles the children for emphasis. And the next morning, when Litter woke up, well, instead of cleaning, she decided to go on a grand adventure. Tammy makes up the story as she goes. She has the Vacubot venture all the way out to her geophonics dome to the other side of the colony to meet her cousin bots in engineering, but everything goes wrong and the little Vacubot gets scared and lost. After Captain Unicott saves her and brings her back to geophonics, the little Vacubot vows to never go exploring again and lives happily ever after. The two bots are sound asleep. Or kids, they're not robots. You are so great with kids. Thanks, Yabby. Tammy blushes. I can't wait to have kids of my own. I want at least 5. Maybe more even. Auntie Seaton says I could have as many as I want, and she and the other crush parents will help raise them all together. I think I'd like that. Well, we know she's at least gonna have one kid. We've met them in an alternate timeline. The name I still cannot pronounce. I'll have to look back at the comments because everyone was talking about how they say her name differently. I guess that means they'll be our daughter this run, huh? Well, not our daughter, but like if we date Tammy, we can be step-parent. Alright, I'm gonna sneak out one more time. Ah, that's what I was looking for. A little more stress, but that is our first sighting of Sim. So from what I understand, whoa. So what I have learned from last time where I couldn't find Sim, you need to like let him save you at least one time. So I went to the plains and I let that thing almost stomp on me and kill me, and then right after that I found him immediately. So I think that's pretty much the best way to do it. Tammy peers out of the doorway of the lounge, her hand on the doorframe as she regards the colony with some hesitation. Are you sure it's safe out there, Yabby? How can you just run around like that? You're so brave. I've got you an egg. Thank you, I guess. Oh, she's too nice. I just handed her a giant egg. Relax in the lounge. More babysitting. Back on Earth, you know, humans used to have babies willy-nilly with very little planning. Here, making a new human requires approval from the council, and there haven't been any new babies since you landed. The one in your arms was born shortly before you passed through the wormhole. You hold the youngest member of the colony with reverence, staring down at her sweet, chubby cheeks. She's just a bundle of blinking, mildly confused joy, gazing sleepily up at you. She wiggles like she wants to get free from her swaddle. Don't fall for her tricks. Yeah, you know what's up. After a few minutes of struggling, the baby tires herself out and her eyes slip shut. Success! Nap time! Tammy walks over to see how you're doing. Aw, she exclaims. It looks like she likes you. Let me take her and put her down, okay? She takes the baby and sets her down in the crib in the quiet room, then comes back and gives you a sunny smile. We'll see how long that lasts. It'll be tough when all the babies are grown up and no one takes naps anymore. I'm going to miss quiet time. I'm going to miss the babies the most, though. I love babies. Yeah, they're pretty cute. Tammy tugs on her ear. Wait, there was a better option there. Hang on. There we go. I'm gonna have so many kids one day. Tammy tugs on her ear, which she does when she feels unsure of herself. She tugs on her ear a lot. Well, I hope that when the council allows new babies again, if I'm old enough that I can volunteer for it, she says shyly. I mean, I don't even know how it works, really, but they'll tell me, right? Hold up. Tammy doesn't know how babies are made? They taught us this in sex ed. Tammy laughs nervously. Oh, Yabby, you know I'm not really good at school, and it was so embarrassing. I haven't done that part yet. I haven't been able to open the holovids. I know the basics, though, she says defensively. The babies start as teeny weeny specks inside the womb, and then they get bigger and bigger, and then they come out. I just don't know the other stuff. Well, we are 10. Understandable. You have time. Ah, someone just slammed the door really loud. Jesus, stop it. Alright, I would hide in the creche, but I'm going to help fight because then I can go and raise our friendship with Cal a little bit. Or should I go to command? No, Geophonics. Ooh, soothe the beast? You shout, don't look in their eyes! And you cover your face with your hands. You hear the eye beast lunge towards you, then stop. Cal whimpers beside you as it sniffs your shirt and paws at the ground. Your heart is beating so hard, but you stand still. You aren't sure you could run if you wanted to. Then, slowly, the pack filters out of the greenhouse. You peek through your fingers, as if they're anxiously looking for something. Cal and your parents are incredibly relieved. You hear another crack of gunfire from the other side of the colony, then silence. After 2 weeks of darkness— oh, cool! I didn't know that was a thing! Because the last time I did that was before Demon Child— this Demon Child destroyed my save file. It's pretty much fixed now, but I will never forget what you did. Alright, new timeline, new best friend. We saved our mom already, and we have already gotten some cool bravery points with everybody. Next time, we will spend more time with the other people in the colony. We will see if we can finally get through that blindfold game with Cal, because every time we try to do it, little Miss Mars over there makes fun of us and we stop. So I really want to see the end of it if we stand up to Mars, but we'll have to wait and see if we can actually do it, and that will happen next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, don't fall for baby's tricks, and have a good day.